Only 14% of British rivers are classed as having a good ecological status. The rest, including the Cleddau River in West Wales, are being polluted. Local fishermen and those who live nearby record and document what's being discharged into the river.
It has just become a dumping ground for industry because it's not being policed. There's no deterrent for anybody. Migratory salmon and sea trout have been demised in, I would say, over 25 years. But they've rapidly dropped off now over the last 5 years. So much so, I don't even think there's a sustainable amount of fish left in the Cleddau to keep the population going.
The environment regulator is Natural Resources Wales. It has a statutory obligation to protect, stop pollution and prosecute companies and individuals who harm the environment. This cheese-making plant in Pembrokeshire has apologised for discharging 2 different types of waste into the Cleddau River earlier this year. During their annual maintenance shutdown, senior officials were careful not to admit to doing anything illegal.
The biological material which is in the outflow pipe is something quite different and something that we have had analysis. They've been inconclusive at this stage as to what it actually is or how it is being formed. We believe it is some form of naturally occurring biological material, and that work's ongoing.
First Milk say they've spent almost $1 million on temporary measures to stop different substances being discharged into the Cleddau River and promise to invest a further $2.5 million by next spring.
What we can do is move forward in a positive way and take the action that's going to help address these issues.
So you can't actually say, can you, that there will be no further pollution?
We are continuing to work. I think all the action that we have taken to date will minimise the impact on every aspect of our treatment and our discharge.
Campaigners are stepping up where it's felt UK environment regulators aren't doing enough. Rick Cooper is a kayaker and swims in the river. With others, he gathers samples, documents results and presents data to challenge polluters that the ecology of the Cleddau is being eroded.
First Milk need to stop doing what they're doing, which they have probably 80% solved the problem, but not 100%. I think Welsh Water must put phosphate reduction technology into the Merlin's Bridge plant as soon as possible. It's planned for their next investment cycle, so that could be 2030. It's too late for this river. It needs to happen immediately.
His test shows there's twice the amount of phosphate in the river than there should be. We join him on his boat to check other parts of the Western Cleddau River, and within a few minutes we see the extent of the problem. Many UK rivers are polluted, and there are documented examples right across England and here in Wales. We've just come across this slick and it stretches for about half a mile. It doesn't look natural. And just a few miles upstream, there is a sewage treatment plant, a sewage overflow pipe, and there's also the First Milk creamery. In England, the regulator is the Environment Agency. Here in Wales, Natural Resources Wales has an annual budget of almost $320 million and 2,400 staff to regulate on behalf of the Welsh Government.
The state of rivers is not just solely an RW's responsibility, it's all our responsibility, it's societal responsibility.
But you are the regulator
we are
the watchdog.
We are indeed the regulator, we are indeed the watchdog. And where we come to cases...
So why don't you then prosecute companies that seem to be breaking the rules?
We do take action and we do prosecute where the evidence is there. But of course, in our approach to enforcement, we have multiple tools available.
NRW are currently investigating First Milk's suspected pollution in the Western Cleddau River. They say they're assessing evidence. At high tide last weekend, a frothy white fluid was released from the company's outflow pipe.
They're not investigating enough, which they claim is down to resources, and they're not prosecuting enough. There needs to be a stronger deterrent.
We also filmed this substance in the river, which is supposed to be filtered, and saw treated and untreated sewage released into the same river from Welsh Water's overflow pipes. Iolo Dafydd, CGTN, Haverfordwest, Wales.